Hey guys, it's me, Rachel, here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I felt that you guys needed to see this. I've gotten a lot of backlash over this, and I'll be honest with you, it's some of the most distasteful behavior that I've seen in a long time. Let me be very clear with everyone right now. I am a breeder. I am not a rescue home. I'm not a fostering home. I'm a breeder. That means that literally almost every dog on my property, other than my males, has a limited time frame at my house. Okay? Females cannot be bred their whole lives. And let me be very clear with you. If you want breeders that keep dogs on their property the whole time, let me tell you what that looks like, okay? Because I know a couple breeders that do that, all right? First of all, you have to have a lot of room, okay? Second of all, you have to have a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. Third of all, most of these people, what they do is when these females get older, they put them down. And I don't mean take them to the vet. I mean they take them out in the backyard and they put a bullet in the head. That's what they do, okay? That's what those people do. And those dogs live in kennels their entire lives. They don't live in someone's house like my dogs. They don't have a home like mine. They live in kennels outside all the time. Back over here, Midnight. Come. So if that's what you want, if you want breeders to keep their dogs and to never ever let them go, that's what you're looking at. Because that's the only way a breeder can do it. Okay? On top of the fact you have to have a very high volume of puppies, right? Most breeders that have those kinds of programs are very high volume, meaning that, like the guy that I know of that does this, he takes great pride in the fact that no dog ever leaves his property. If they're born there, if he breeds them, they stay there until they die. But you think you want that, but you don't, because his dogs live in kennels their entire lives, 100% their entire lives. All right, they don't get the one-on-one care that mine do. They're just out there. And like I said, eventually they're put down. They don't spend a bunch of money trying to save their lives. Like if anything ever happened to Midnight and she was in a pet home, those people are going to love her and they're going to go out of their way to save her life. A breeder can't do that, nor is he going to. When the female gets old and they got something wrong with it, you just put them down. And so, y'all quiet down now. Sorry, my dogs are in the back. They're barking at me. Come on, let's go. Midnight, get out of that. Midnight, let's go. You can't just drink up all the water. Come on. So if you see that, that's hyperplasia. You guys want her to go through that again? All the people that keep asking me, oh, why don't you just wait? You're just jumping the gun. You're just not being patient enough. You should give her more time. No. Do you see that huge mass hanging out of her vulva right there? That's the lining of her vagina. Do you think that feels good? No, it doesn't. All right? Now, you may not be tough enough to make the executive decision, but I am, and I'm going to. All right? And you've also never seen a dog have to be spayed or neutered and then have to be around the pack that is not spayed or neutered. But I have. I know what that's like. I've seen it. Let me tell you about Chico. When I first started breeding pit bulls, I had a dog named Chico. He was like an American bulldog pit bull mix. He was white with black spots, and I loved him very much. Very dominant, very awesome dog. Well, when I got my stud, he wouldn't breed because Chico was so dominant that he just was like, nah, I'm not going to breed. This is not my place. So I neutered Chico, wanting my boy that was Oso to breed. Well, guess what happened? He went from being top dog to the bottom dog, and they picked on him constantly because he's neutered, and they knew he was neutered. And there's a hierarchy. There's always a hierarchy. So somebody has to be on the bottom of the hierarchy. And if you don't smell like you can compete, like you're even like able to even participate in the breeding game, which is really the game of life for animals, then you're out. You know what I'm saying? You're out. And I remember the time that it happened that I ended up realizing I had to rehome him because I kept him in my pack. I loved this dog and I was just going to keep him. And guess what? He got attacked by the dog that used to be so submissive that he wouldn't even breed. And the Chico didn't even defend himself. And it was the saddest thing I ever saw. I mean, he didn't get attacked hard. He just had like about 1.5 inch hole in his head. But we got it stitched up and everything. And it was this, I couldn't bear to see this dog that had been so proud. And he just, we wouldn't even defend himself. He knew all of those dogs with their hormones and this and that. And he didn't have them. He couldn't compete. And he knew that. And I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I put him up for adoption. I found this beautiful home, no other dogs, this big family. They had always wanted a big dog, and the kids were finally all old enough, and the parents finally felt that they could handle a big dog. And I can't tell you how happy he was. I literally can't tell you how happy he was. And I'm not going to do that to Midnight. She's a very proud dog. You think she's not going to get bullied? You don't know dogs. And so I'm so sick and tired of people judging me whenever I have to make a decision for the betterment of the breed and for my program. It's like on one end, you people, you like breeders that make good decisions, and you don't want breeders that are just breeding for the money or that breed deformities in. But the minute you see a breeder making those decisions, you get all upset and, oh, how could you? And you get all up in your feelings. Well, guess what? It's the breeders that get up in their feelings and can't make these decisions that breed the dogs that make the lines unhealthy. When you let your emotions get in the way of making an executive decision like this, that becomes a problem, not just for you, not just for your dog, but for all the generations of dogs that come off your dog. And I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to have a quality program here. All right. So if you can't handle it, if you think this is your favorite pet TV show and every dog's going to be here until the day you die, then you need to unsubscribe and you need to move along, because that's not what I'm about and that's not what I'm doing here. I love Midnight. I don't want her to go. I literally sat in bed ignoring phone calls today because I didn't want to talk to anybody. And I see these comments and it's like, you know what? I'm so sick of this. You have no idea how bad it hurts me to have to get rid of this dog, but I can't keep her. And you guys are not helping. You're not making it any easier. So just stop it. If you can't handle this, then move along and go somewhere else. Go watch somebody with a bunch of pets, because this is hard. This is work. This is not easy, all right? It is not easy. And if you can't handle it, then move along. You see that? You think I want to breathe that in? You think I want her to have to go through that again? No, I don't. Have some respect. She's an awesome dog, and she will be an awesome dog. I'm going to try my best to convince my sister to take her, because I do want her by me. Cannot even explain to you how much I love this dog. But I can't just keep doing this. I can't just keep dogs. Like, Blondie is already my daughter's pet, like literally. And she's not spayed, you know what I mean? Like, there's a huge difference whenever you add hormones into it. And not to mention, when my daughter leaves, she's taking Blondie with her. So it's just different. Midnight was meant for breeding purposes. I can't just keep a bunch of pets, you know what I mean? I'm already keeping my males, I promise you that. I'm already keeping Preacher. Everybody knows that. Preacher ain't going nowhere. He was bought as a pet. He will always stay as a pet. But I have to be able to make these kinds of decisions. I am one person. You guys are not paying my bills here, all right? You're not. And somebody's got to pay the bills here. And believe me, I'm not looking forward to the vet bills whenever somebody gets in a fight with Midnight and something bad happens. Because I can prevent a lot of stuff, but I don't want to have to sit here and watch her get bullied. You don't know what it's like. You haven't seen it before. Midnight, come on, let's go. So I didn't want to show you guys this. It's a bit more real than, I didn't want to. I figured it's graphic. But you know what? You know what? Maybe people need to see this. Maybe people need to see this. And I tried to look for some information on wolves. Like, I was even willing to call some zoos, because I know it happens to them. It happened to me, and I know it happens to them every now and then, because female wolves, they don't want them breeding all the time, and so they put them on contraceptives. Well, contraceptives, when you don't breed a female, they get pyometria in the end. And there's plenty of female wolves that had to be spayed, and yet they had to be returned back to their packs. And I would love to see the dynamics, or hear from a zoologist who has actually seen it for themselves to verify what I'm telling you, which is that when you take a pack of natural animals and you put one in there that's altered, it will get targeted. It will. It will get targeted for abuse. And the worst thing is I don't know how they know. Don't ask me how they know, but they know. Maybe it's just that they lack it's no different than if you were to like castrate a male. Like people do it on purpose to decrease aggression. So why would you think it would have any less of an effect on her? If it decreases, aggression and decreases the amount of like energy on a dog, and that's why a lot of people encourage spay and neuter, then why would you think it wouldn't have an effect on her? Of course it's going to have an effect on her. And in a pack, you need to be strong. You need to be your best self. And she clearly is not, nor will she be. So obviously it's not going to work. Please have some respect. If you can't, like I said, go away. Go somewhere else. That's not what I'm doing here. This is not YouTube's, pet hoarding situation. I'm a breeder. Get out of it, Cashmere. Midnight, no. No. You're drinking way too much water. No. Psst. Come on, let's go. Let's go inside. I'm taking her in. Y'all have a good day. Those of you that have been kind, those of you that have been rude, you have a bad day.